Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I am not even going to act like I have not taken a 3-month hiatus from the YouTube world. So I'm back, prayerfully to stay. I have missed y'all. I have missed sitting in front of the camera and doing all this. I've hit start and stop on this like 2 times already because I hit start and I was like, what do I say? What do I just stared at the camera and my girls are right here doing their schoolwork. Say hi, girls. But it has been a really long time. So let me go through my typical intro. And I'm probably going to be a little rusty. So y'all just forgive me and just bear with me. This is an update. But my name is Morgan here at the Life of Tillmans. If this is your first time, welcome. I have been gone for a little while. So you can catch up on the monthly playlist down below. I will link that and ask me all the questions. If you've never seen me before, I don't know, just put it all in the comments. If you've been here before and it's been a while, thank you for tuning back in, coming back. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking, commenting, all the things, because I want to get the channel up and running again. Now, I haven't been gone for like a year, y'all, but I think I last put a video out toward the end of September. And that was actually a video that was recorded a couple of weeks before the end of September. So we're talking a good 3-4 months here. But I'm back and I'm excited. So today's video is a first semester wrap up. I'm going to give you guys all the details. It's going to be long. Get you some paper, get you your drink of choice, make some time, and just sit down and let's chat about it. I have copious notes because I didn't want to forget anything. So, first off, I believe that God puts us in a place for reasons, and sometimes He takes things off of our plates on purpose. So I definitely feel like this break was needed, although I have missed you guys. I also have struggled with being able to get back to this space, and I mentally just needed a break, not from this, but other things, a lot of things. There was just a lot going on. And I can't say it's negative. I didn't go into like deep depression or anything like that. Just tired, mentally fatigued, like decision fatigue, just movement. And so I really cut off a lot of things. That included like my social media. I was not present there in the way that I used to be. Just a lot of things. And part of that is because volleyball season is just very taxing. And I just chose to back away. I say chose. I think God orchestrated that for sure. But to back away from a lot of things. And it was just rough. It was just really hard, tired, and we're running around and we're doing so many things in our lives that I just did not make time. And I'm saying make time because a lot of times we will say, I didn't have the time to do X, Y, and Z. But it's not that we didn't have the time, it's just that we chose not to make that thing a priority. And while I love this space, I just did not make this and a few other things a priority in that season of life. And I really needed that. But I am back. I definitely, as I said, have missed being here. And so I want to keep providing a place where I can just unload, y'all. Honestly, that's really what it's about for me. Just being able to help in any way I possibly can, share our journey, because I definitely feel like every homeschool journey is unique. And anytime I can help just one person, encourage just one person, I feel like I have done what I've been called to do. So here I am. That is the mental aspect of where I've been and what we've been doing. I'm going to run through everything: extracurriculars, all the successes that we've had, some struggles, curriculum. We're going to talk about it all, you guys. So this is going to be a long one, probably longer than I've ever done, but I'm going to try to take out all of the digression and stay focused and on task. Okay, let's talk about sports, extracurriculars, and electives that we've been doing in our home because that's been a big part of it. So since September, we had volleyball. I cannot remember exactly where we left off, but I want to say that Maggie, the last time we talked, Maggie had not been cleared to play volleyball yet. She fractured her foot and she was out. And she went to the doctor and we had been praying and Maggie was working hard and doing all the things. It's gonna make me tear up, but I'm not gonna do that. But Maggie was supporting her team and doing all the things even when she was not able to truly be a 100%. And she stuck it out. And that doctor was like, "You are cleared." And oh my gosh, the pep that this girl had in her step, and the fact that her whole team knew that they could count on her even before she was able to step on the court was just something amazing to watch the growth through this season. And she truly grew and did amazing things. And when she stepped on the court, she was just a little rusty, y'all, like just a little. And she improved in that time frame. So she was able to start playing again, maybe like the second half of the season. She went all the way to nationals. They were a fairly young team in both age and skill. There were 34 teams in this 14U division, and Maggie's team came out in 10th place, which is absolutely amazing. Something that we did not even expect. Our goal going to nationals was just for the girls to have fun. Like that was it. No, we're not shooting for anything spectacular. We just want you guys to have fun. And I definitely believe that they had an amazing time at nationals. A majority of the team, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 of them, that was their first time ever going to nationals. And ever playing on this homeschool volleyball team. So it was an amazing experience, and it was great. It was just really great, and it was so good to see that the Lord provided her with an opportunity to do what she really wanted to do. Even though it wasn't in her timing, she needed that rest. She needed to grow. She needed to learn how to be a supportive teammate, and through it all. And she did an amazing job. So I'm very, very proud of her for how her volleyball season ended. And then let's talk about Brenna. She was also doing volleyball. She was on the middle school varsity team, played all season. In the middle of the season, she got moved from a middle hitter to an outside hitter. That was a big transition. We had some form issues that we are still working through right now, but she's doing an amazing job. But they went to nationals and killed it. And they came back with a tied fourth place silver ball. Yay! In the 4 years that she has gone to nationals, she has only won a silver ball one time. They got silver ball in her very first year, and they've never gotten a gold ball. And then the next 2 years, they didn't even make it anywhere in that category at all. And so this is amazing that they were able to do that. So it was a really great end to the season for her as well. And it's crazy because you go through these highs and lows, and you're in the season and you're like, everything's going, we're going, 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 we're moving all around. And then it's like it just gets ripped right out from under you. Honestly, the season is over and everything comes to a screeching halt. And there is a part of us that I feel like mourned that season because they're not seeing their friends every day or 3 or 4 times a week like they normally were. The text message group slows down. Everybody goes back to homeschooling, and it's a strange feeling. But they ended the season well, and just when we thought volleyball was over, no. My oldest daughter decided that she wanted to try out for club volleyball, and I have to be honest, y'all, that was probably the most stressful experience for volleyball that she and I feel like everybody in our family has experienced ever. It is stressful. You go to warm ups where you go and you get an opportunity to meet the coaches, and you're like, put your best forward and do your best and no mistakes and pressure. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. And that pressure caused a lot of negativity, not for our family, but for a lot of people around us, because they had all been in club before. This was Brenna's first time. There were a few other girls it was their first time ever trying out for club, but it caused a lot of stress. And I feel like there were some negative things that we experienced from people who were really close to us in the volleyball world simply because of the stress of trying out for club. And you have these expectations. You want to make this great team. You want to be able to do all of these amazing things. And when that doesn't happen, then we start to blame. We start to get upset if someone makes a higher level team than we do and they're the same age or grade. Then we start to say, well, why did they get it and I didn't? The comparison trap gets stuck in there. Like it was a lot. It was a lot for us to experience. But our girl, and I say our girl, she's y'all's internet niece, she made a twos team at one of the best club organizations here in our state. And she killed it. So very proud of her. She did an amazing job. And through all of the pressure and everything, and she showed up. And they had this volleyball coaching guy who was there, and so he really was like encouraging the girls. That was his job, and going through different drills and everything on these ones and twos courts, and that's how they separate. If you know anything about club volleyball, like it's a whole thing. But at one point, they did some amazing volley back and forth. It was great for an extended period of time, and he starts clapping. He says, "Now that's how you play big girl volleyball." So it was really an awesome experience. And since then, she's been practicing with her team, bonding, and getting into the club volleyball season. We have yet to have a tournament. We have one coming up in a couple of weeks, but we're hitting the ground running with club volleyball for our oldest daughter. And our middle daughter decided to transition into another homeschool volleyball organization where she is on a Silver 2 team. So it's the third team out of 6. She has done amazing. She is probably one of the youngest players playing with high school players. She's been doing awesome. They haven't started their first game yet. That will be in a couple of weeks as well. And so we're still into volleyball for the oldest two. Other extracurriculars are baby girl. She's still in gymnastics, but y'all, she wants to quit. Like every time I take her, she's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to. And it's so hard because she is amazing. She's 7 years old and she's in a class with 9, 10, 11, and 12-year olds, and she's doing great. So it's really hard for me to say, okay, let's stop, because her skill level is amazing. However, we like to give our girls an opportunity to try all types of things. But I think she's just at that stage where she just wants to quit everything because she doesn't want to do homeschool band anymore either. And I think she kind of feels like a baby in there. They do a lot, but she also doesn't really like to sing. And so while they are working on, this is elementary music, so they're working on singing and getting the notes together and being able to read music, but she doesn't want to sing, and she's required to sing in the class, not just play instruments. And I believe that that's a barrier for her. So right now, at this very moment, recording this video, I am unsure if we are going to continue gymnastics and band for my youngest daughter going into second semester. I really don't know. She did come to me crying the other day because she really misses playing basketball and soccer. She will go back into soccer in the spring, but we did not sign her up for basketball because everything was just really busy. And so we did not add that additional thing to our plate. So I'm not sure. We will figure that out. I will make that decision before we hit January 1 of 2025. And can we just take a moment to respect the year of 2024 as it exits so very quickly? It came and went, and it's like, what happened to the year? I don't really know. But it's on its way out of here. We are embarking on a brand new year. Thank God for that. And yeah, I don't know where it went. So that's where we are gymnastics wise. Oh, let's talk about robotics for Maggie. I am back and forth, you guys, but hopefully y'all can follow. Maggie's the middle daughter, right? So she went into robotics. It was not a very great season just because the speed was not what she was accustomed to and how she's able to do coding and robotics. But it turned out to be really good. In the end, they did great on their innovation project. She stepped up as one of the leaders for the project and one of the leaders for coding and doing the robot. And I'm very, very proud of the growth that she has had. So that is how you turn something that doesn't feel like such a positive experience into a positive experience. What did you gain from it? She was able to help other people. She stepped up as a leader. And I believe this is a year of growth for her, a year of leadership growth and really figuring out where she fits in the things that she really loves. And she's sitting right here listening to this. I don't hold any of this back from my girls because I believe that it's important for them to hear how we encourage them and how we love them and how proud of them we are. But she grew exponentially this year, and I'm very proud of her for that. She also, when they got to robotics, and we did not expect them to do well. I'll be honest, we just didn't expect them to do well. But they ended up placing sixth out of, I think there were 25 teams, and everyone on the team, with the exception of Maggie, was brand new to coding and robotics. Amazing year. They did not make it to nationals, or state is what it was, I believe, or regionals, one of those. I can't remember. I think it was state. They did not make it to state. They were one place short of that. They had to be in places 1 through 5. They ended up being in sixth, but it was a great experience. And she also has a friend who's at the next level of coding, and she went to her coding competition this past Saturday and really loved it. So she's looking forward to the next season of robotics and coding, and I'm very, very proud of her. So that is something that we will stick with because she absolutely loves it. Okay, what else are we talking about? Talking about tryouts. Um, let's talk about Mallory. Now, this is not, I'm putting in extracurriculars, out at electives is what I will call it. But your girl, your other internet niece, she graduated from speech therapy. Yay! We are so very proud of her. She has worked hard for in speech therapy for about 2.5 to 3 years, and she's done an amazing job. Very proud of her. The smile on her face when she realized that she was done, not because she didn't like it, but because she had accomplished her goal, was amazing. There are still times where we have to remind her every so often because that's training and conditioning, and placing the responsibility on her to correct her speech because she knows what to do, but she is done. And honestly, that was something that we could take off the schedule, which was nice. That gave us an extra, hour of a day and a week to be able to do other things. But she's graduated. Very proud of her. So we continue to use what she has been taught in speech therapy and everyday speech along with the curriculum that she's using. It has really been helpful, and she will just continue to grow in her speech therapy adventures, I'll call it. But if you have a child in speech therapy, hopefully this is encouraging. It does get better. It's like anything else that we do, we have to work at it. So she has to continually work at that, but now there's a lot less reminding, and I mean a lot less. And when she's out, other people can understand her as well. And that was the goal, because in our home, we can understand her. We've grown up with her, or she's grown up with us, however you want to put that. But now when she leaves, other people can understand her, and that was the goal. She doesn't have that embarrassment or that shame that she was carrying before when someone didn't understand what she was saying and they wouldn't answer her, or she's even been picked at and laughed at a couple of times because of her speech. So we have grown, and I'm very, very proud of her for that. Trying to think anything else. I think that's all for electives, extracurriculars. Electives, y'all. Coding was it. Brenna is typing. That was one of her big ones. She is doing that along with her IEW curriculum. Outside of that, she has not done any electives. I'll just be 100% honest with you guys. Nothing. She hasn't done anything. But that's okay. We're moving in a better direction for 2025, second semester. All right, so let's talk about schedule. Mallory is enrolled in an online charter school, and she is in that for various reasons. One of those was for speech, but also they have what's called co-ops or meeting groups that she goes to every Wednesday, which is awesome. She loves it. She's there for about 2.5 hours or so. And so she kind of just gets to sit in a classroom setting, more of like a private school classroom setting. There are only like 9 of them, which is perfect for her. It gives her just enough interaction with children her own age, which is what she doesn't get in our home. Now, this is not a socialization requirement thing, guys. This is a feeling like I'm not so different type of thing, because all she sees most days is her 11 and 13-year-old sister. And so this gives her an opportunity to hang out with other children her age and just to kind of see mannerisms and all the things. Not that she needs to mimic any of that because she does great, but it's fun for her. She loves it. It gives her a change of pace. And so we have been doing that now for about 3 months or so. And it's been good for her. Speaking of, I said a 13-year-old. The last time I recorded, I did not have a 13-year-old. I had a 12-year-old. So our oldest daughter celebrated her big 13th birthday. I now have a teenager in my house. I don't really know how I feel about that, y'all. I'll just be 100% honest. But she is a teenager, and I love her. And she's 13. And we had a really great week for her 13th birthday. We were out of school. She got a visit from a friend who lives way far from us. um, 14, 15 hours far. And they came to visit us, and it was amazing, you guys. Just a week of just, I don't know, we did pretty much whatever she wanted. Now, there were a couple of things that she had, she wanted to go to the Grand Canyon, she wanted to go to the mountains. We couldn't make all that happen, but we did make a visit from a friend happen that she has not seen in person in like 2 years. So, outside of FaceTime. So it was good. It was a really good birthday that she had, and we all took part in that. I think that might be it, y'all. I may backtrack. Just work with me here. Okay, so let's talk about schedule. So I was talking about co-op for Mallory. That's what she's doing on Wednesdays. Our daily flow obviously has changed since volleyball is not a part of what we do every day like it was during the season. but we are still pretty much in the same type of flow. We just don't have as many breaks. And I will share my last schedule update video, which was like back in the beginning of September. We just don't have so many breaks throughout the day. So we're able to school continuously a little bit more. Whereas before, we would have to leave early for a game, we'd come back, we'd finish after a game, or we'd leave for practice, come back, finish after practice. We just don't have that going on. With volleyball for both of the older girls, one of them starts volleyball on Mondays at 3:30, and then the other one, her volleyball practice is on Sundays and then Tuesdays at 7 o'clock at night. Not ideal, but it just allows us to have a continuous homeschool day to where we don't have so many breaks. Because I'll be honest, those breaks throughout the day in our homeschool are killers. I won't even lie, because 9 times out of 10, we'd go to practice and come back and everybody's done. We don't want to do any more school. So it was like really hard to stay disciplined to get back to school. And we made adjustments so that the things that we would do after practice were more of the easier items. And so now we can kind of just change things up and go for it. Yesterday, one of my daughters was like, okay, mom, I've been working on whatever subject now for like 30 minutes. I don't want to do any more of this. And I'm like, cool, switch to something else and then come back to it. But just remember that you didn't finish so you can go back to it. And it was totally fine. It worked out and she got it done. So that's kind of how we're flowing. We're still getting up in the morning and we're doing our Bible time. We're doing World Watch. We're having some great conversations at the table. Trying to think what else we do in the mornings. That's pretty much it. We'll do some reading. Right now it's Christmas time, so we're reading some Christmas books here and there. Not as often as we did, but I'll be telling you guys, I was kind of like, oh, it's Christmas time. Not like, yay, Christmas time. I just wasn't really feeling the spirit, y'all. I'm definitely thankful for this time, but I'm also like, I don't want to fill the calendar with tons of things. And I always say that and I fail. We are doing more traveling this month than was planned, but it's relaxing traveling, so that's great. And we're just schooling around that. So things are a little different for the month of December, which I'm sure that's the same case for you guys as well. But that's just how we're operating right now. Okay. We are on a strict schedule starting January the 2nd. And the reason being is because when I looked back and did some recalculating for curriculum, we definitely got off track during the season, way more than we ever have. And so we have to make up for that. So I went back about a month ago and I'll share the scheduling video. We were on a plan to do 6 weeks on or 5 weeks on and 1 week off, I believe it was. That has changed, and we're not doing that anymore because we can't take all of those weeks off anymore. We have to make up for the days that we missed. And so we're on a strict schedule. We have work that we have to do every day, and there are even some weekends. I'm looking at 1 to maybe 2 weekends per month where we are doing school on Saturdays as well. It's just how it has to be in order for us to continue to progress. Now, am I a check every box type of person? No, but there are specific types of curriculum that I want us to finish in order to move to the next level. Math, science, and language arts are those. We need to continue to progress in those areas. And so I'm really focused on that. We sat down and had a meeting of the minds at the table so the girls know what the schedule is looking like. I made adjustments, posted it in the schoolroom, downstairs on the refrigerator. Everyone is aware of what our schedule is looking like. But we will have less off days this second semester. But the days that we do take off are going to be truly off days. So it's not going to be this whole burnout season that a lot of us experience when we get to like March, April, or like put everything down. I believe that we're not going to reach that because we are still taking time off to do things that we enjoy doing. It's just not as much. It's not a whole week every 6 weeks. We just can't do that. If you are interested in how I make those adjustments, let me know and I can do a video for that as well. So let's talk about what everybody wants to know, curriculum. I'm just going to tell you guys from right now, we have not dropped anything. This month, for the month of December, we have, just because of the way the month is, but we have not said we're not picking up any curriculum. We have not hated any curriculum. We are still using the exact same things that we started out using at the beginning of this school year. I thank God for that. Everything has worked. It has all worked out so very well. So I'm just putting that out there so that you guys know we have stuck with everything. let's talk about, I just talked about recalculating the schedule. Um, so some of the things that people are really wanting to know, and I'm going to do a separate video for it because I want to be able to go in depth on these specific curriculums, are the Mastas Press that my oldest daughter is using. She is using Jade, and this is a reading curriculum that she has been using this year. And if there's anything else that you've seen that we are using that you want a dedicated video to, let me know. That's going to be my plans for January because I know people are already starting to look for curriculum for the next year. I get it. I do that same thing. January, February, March, I'm planning those things out. And so I want to get those videos kind of like a mid-year review for you guys so that you can decide if it's something that you want to use. And hopefully what I share will be helpful. Okay, I'm going to start with my 7th grader. Saxon Math 8-7, which is their pre-algebra course. She is still chugging along, doing great. We're not having any issues. I did start issuing out money, y'all, for good grades. If they get a 97 on a regular math assignment, they get $1. If they get a 100 on a math test, they don't know this part. I actually just changed this yesterday. I'm going to give them $2. So they're all cheering in the background, like, yay. It's just incentive. I think it's good. And it's another way for them to be able to make money. And I'm not gonna go broke, y'all. Like, let's just be clear. They do a great job, but sometimes they just get really shy. I messed with them yesterday and I said, if you make a 98 on one of your assignments, and it's impossible to make a 98 because they have 30 questions, it's either a 97 or 100. So I was just playing around with them. But anyway, that's what they will get for their math. But she's doing Saxon 8-7, loving it. She does not have any other math supplements. It's not even necessary. Saxon also has supplements at the back of the book if she gets to a subject matter that she is struggling with. So far we haven't. We're making, y'all, she's making 90s and above. I think one day she made 85 once. I mean, I don't know. She's doing great. So math is not even a struggle for us at the moment. She's loved Saxon for the last 4 years, I believe, 3 or 4 years. So we're not changing anytime soon. Okay, the next thing is for her writing. She is using IEW. She started out using IEW this school year, and she loves it, which I'm surprised, but she really does enjoy it. I believe she enjoys the structure. She loves Andrew Pudewa in his videos. She laughs at him a lot. One thing that I don't hear a lot of people talk about when they talk about IEW is the literature books that are suggested that go along with each of the units, and she is reading those. There was one book, which I can't remember the name of it, that she chose not to read. She started reading it and she was like, this is so boring. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to like put it down here on the screen. But she was like, this is so boring. I don't want to read this. I can't. And for her to say that a book is boring, that she doesn't want to read it, like, that speaks volumes because she will pretty much read anything. So I told her it's fine. Put that book down. I gave her another book. So she's been reading the books that go along with the units. And so far, with the exception of that one book, she's loved everything about all of the books. So that gives her additional reading as well, on top of her reading curriculum, on top of the books that she chooses to read all the time. But she reads a lot. But I've been maintaining. I have managed to level her out when it comes to reading. She was like consuming so many books that I couldn't keep up. I couldn't find enough books for her to be able to read. But between her literature curriculum, her reading curriculum, and then her books that she chooses to read all on her own, she's busy. She's got plenty of reading to do. So we're going to keep that up. Mastas Press. I told you I would do a dedicated video to that. It is a reading curriculum. She is still moving along with that. So be on the lookout for that video. Easy Grammar Ultimate Level 8. She's working through that. Doing well. I think she made a low, like, I don't know. She made like an 80 maybe one time or so. Nothing major. So she's doing great in that. She is still working on sentence diagramming and word roots as of right now, but she will be done with that before January 1st. So that will be off of her curriculum list of things to do. And I'm probably not going to replace the sentence diagramming. She will transition up to the next level for word roots. We already have it available, but I'm not in a rush for her to work through that. It's for grades like, I don't know, 6 through 12 plus. So she could work on that for a while. But those things will be off of her plate for the rest of or sentence diagramming will be off of her plate for the rest of this 2024-2025 school year. Editor in chief, she is still loving that. For right now, for this month of December, she's doing it every single day. And then we will go back to her doing it twice a week when we start back in January. And then we are going to be adding on in the next week or so, Analogies book. It is a lower level analogies book, but it's something that I just want her to get accustomed to looking at analogies, and we may transition to the next level. I'm not really sure about that, but it's kind of I'm not going to call it busy work, but it is. It's really to kind of have her thinking more about analogies, because if you really think about it, that's not something that we do a lot of, or we're not necessarily aware of it. So I'm bringing awareness to her, for analogies. So that would be it. Outside of that, that she's doing on her own, that's it. With her vocabulary that she does with word roots, she does spelling, and that's all of her independent things. We have not touched any literature studies this year yet. We are still reading through the middle school. I don't know. I think it's like things you need to know for middle school book or whatever. We're still reading through that, and we loved it. It's actually really good. So just fitting it in has been part of the problem, but it'll be a lot better. But we're reading through that, and I believe that's it for her. So let me go to my sixth grader. She is also doing Saxon 8-7. She's doing amazing. I mean, I don't really know what to say, y'all. They're not on the same lessons or anything like that, but she's doing amazing. She loves it. Yeah, it's great. So I don't really know, but she's not also not doing any additional math supplements. Saxon has plenty of supplements if we need it. There's extra worksheets in the back. So we have one math thing in our home for our older two daughters. Now, what else is she doing? She's doing easy grammar and daily grams, grade 6. She will be done with those in the next couple of weeks, and then she will move on to something else. Is she doing? Are you doing grade 6? Yes, you were easy grammar grade 6, right? Oh, she's doing easy grammar and daily grammar grade 5. That's because of a transition we had going on. But then she's going to go back to Winston grammar. I couldn't remember. So she's almost done with that. But that was a transition out of Winston grammar into easy grammar. And now we're going out of easy grammar back into Winston grammar, just because the level when she was doing Winston grammar was too advanced for her. So she needed a little bit more time. So we're going back to that. So she'll be done with that by January 1st. Sentence diagramming, she'll be done with by January 1st as well. And then she is working through Wordly Wise, grade 5. And then she's also doing, what else? Oh, reading comprehension book that she's working through. She'll continue working through that for the rest of the school year. So those are her math and her ELA components as well. We've dropped nothing. Youngest daughter. Okay, so she is doing Logic of English. She graduated, yay, from Logic of English Foundations C, and we are now into D, and we will continue D. I will tell you guys, the lessons for D are a lot longer. If you're interested in any details about Logic of English, I kind of have a plan in mind for a video for that. So let me know if you want to see that. But we love Logic of English. It's been really, really good to us. So we are chugging along, and she's in D. We'll finish that. I'm not really sure when. I would love for us to finish it before she starts her third grade year, but I don't know if we'll be able to, just because the lessons are pretty long. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. She is also doing Math with Confidence Level 2. Good. She likes it. She's like, Mom, can we do math today? Can we please do math? And with other math curriculum, that was not the case. She is really enjoying it. I'm thinking about doing a separate video for that too, to just kind of share our experience with Math with Confidence. I know there are a lot of videos out there about it, but I want to share with you guys our experience from my daughter's lens for Math with Confidence. But it's good. So good. I'm considering buying level 3 for her for the next school year. As I said, we're already starting to look toward the next year for curriculum, because sales and stuff will be popping up really soon too. So that's where she is, Math with Confidence. Some other supplements that I throw in for her every so often are Explode the Code. And we do that just kind of whenever she feels like it, or whenever I think, it's time to just kind of add a supplement. We have that. We have a reading comprehension book. She is doing a reason for handwriting. We switched to that after she finished the Get the Beautifuls handwriting. I don't place a whole lot of emphasis on handwriting, you guys. And I say that at this age. Her handwriting is great. It's improving. We will get into cursive. I think that learning cursive and being able to read and write cursive is very, very important. So my older daughters have now been required to write in cursive when they are writing things every day. That's just practice. They've gone through pretty much all the levels of handwriting, and now it's just continuing to practice and get it right. So I think that that's really important. But also my second grader, I'm not expecting her to be perfect at penmanship. It's just something we will just keep working on, just like I did with my older girls. Trying to think what else. We are reading every day. It's been a struggle. Still a struggle. She's doing really well and she's starting to enjoy reading more, but it has been hard. It's been hard to find the books that she truly enjoys that she will read, not me, because I can read to her all day long and it's helpful. But I'm excited about Logic of English Level D because it does focus a lot more on fluency as well. And that's what we're trying to get to. Also, there's a level of maturity that needs to come into place, you guys. We're working on that. And there are just some things that at this moment, as a second grader, a 7.5-year-old, that she's like, I don't care about that. I'm not taking this seriously. So that's just something that we're working on. And taking things seriously doesn't mean that you take the fun out of learning. We are still having fun with learning, but there are some points of time when you are doing certain things that you have to look at this as this places huge value on what you need to do in your future. And there's just certain things that she'll say that it's kind of like that's not the right approach to have. So it's a teaching process, a maturity process, growth, all the things. But she is growing a lot. I'm very, very proud of her. I'm very proud of how we pushed through Foundation C and made it to the other side. And now we're in D. She doesn't complain about it. She does love math more. But when we pull out our language arts, she loves to do spelling. She loves to be able to write on the whiteboard. She loves to play the games that we do with Logic of English. So it's been a really good experience, but not without struggles. And that's just 100% honest. It's not been without struggles. So, in true fashion, having not been here, I totally thought I was done and realized once I finished up the video, I was like, wait, I didn't talk about family subjects. I'm a little rusty, you guys. I'll get it back together. But let's talk about family subjects that we have been doing. For science, we have been doing Berean builders, the atomic ages for my 7th and 6th grader. This is our first year using Berean builders, and it is science, y'all. Like, for real science, in my opinion. Very well explained. If you are interested in a flip through, a mid-year report on Berean builders, like I said, about any subject at all, just put it down in the comments. You guys can email me. You can message me on Instagram, Life of Tillmans, and I will get that done for you guys. But we are enjoying it. We're not moving or on schedule based off of the pacing that I had set back in August. However, I did make some adjustments and we will finish it. Like, that is one of the things that we are going to finish. We had to change up our schedule just a little bit. And now, because we're in the month of December, we actually just stopped at the end of a unit. That is one thing that I don't like about any subject, but specifically right now, our science and even our history. If we have too many breaks in between a lesson, the girls tend to need a refresher. And for the month of December, because of the amount of activities and breaks that we're having to take for different things, there's going to be a lot of refreshing. And so when I sat back and looked at the entire December calendar, I just decided that it's better for us to stop at the end of the unit that we're in and then pick back up when we start back in January. That way we can have a smooth time going through every unit or chapter for Berean Builders Science. My youngest daughter is also doing Berean Builders. She is doing science in the beginning. We are definitely moving a lot slower with her. We're doing about 1 to 2 lessons per week. And I will definitely share on that one. I do love it. It will definitely prepare our girls for what they need for science. But it is science, okay? I'm just gonna say that. But we are still continuing it. I have no plans of switching. I do feel like it is the science that we needed for our household, and we really, really do enjoy it. Even my non-science loving 7th grader has found joy and interest, most importantly, in Berean Builders Science. So our other family subject, I call it for history, is we are using Not Grass from Adam to Us, and it is their world history curriculum. It is set for 7th, 8th grade. I want to say it's probably more 8th grade, but we are splitting it up for 2 years. So I have my 7th and my 6th grader doing that one. My 2nd grader, she listens in with the readings, and It has literature books that go along with it, and currently we are reading The Golden Goblet. I'm waiting for it to, kind of be great. It's not boring, but I'm just kind of like, okay, what's happening next? What's happening next? So that's going along with that curriculum. We are really enjoying the From Adam to Us curriculum. The pictures within the books are amazing. The foundation that it's setting is great. There is still the diversity that I'm not receiving, which I expected that. I knew that. I prepared for that. So as we go into second semester, we are going to start our studies for the continent of Africa and move through that and just kind of add in some things that I feel like we are looking for in our household. But knotgrass is fun. We look forward to doing knotgrass and all of the components. So if you're interested in that too, I'm going to say it over and over again, you guys. But if you're interested in anything, just let me know. It's really helpful for me when you guys say, hey, I want to see this or I really like this. I'm more apt to put out those types of videos for you guys because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to answer your questions, show you what we're using, and hopefully help you make a decision to use or not to use, or even ask more questions. I'm not here to sway you one way or the other. I'm just going to give you our honest opinion about what we're using in our lives. Some other videos that I'm going to have coming out are motivation for the new year because I had to pull out some things that I put away to help me get going. And I know that's one of the things that we get to this holiday season and trying to start back at the new year is like hard. I don't want my channel to be solely about curriculum though. So I am going to get back to doing more of like day in the lives and information on scheduling and just things like that. So you guys can really get a full picture of the life of Tillman. I did have someone email me and someone else commented too and said that it's really nice to see us in a different light other than sitting here and sharing curriculum so that you guys can really get to know us. And that's important to me because I'm not on here to be a certain way for anyone. I am just who I am. My girls are who they are. And I really hope that people can get a full picture of who we are and what we're doing. And hopefully it speaks to you. And I know that we won't be for every single person, and we're okay with that. So I hope this video was helpful. I truly missed you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Put it down in the comments. And make sure you stick around. Share this video, share previous videos, trying to get the channel back up and moving, you guys. And I need your help to be able to do so. If I don't see you before your Christmas holiday, before the new year, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, and I hope you have an amazing holiday season. Bye, guys.